As we continue to celebrate women, let's take a look at South African female politicians who have military training and have played significant roles during the struggle against apartheid. Number 1, Ms. Thandi Modise. She's a former Minister of Defense and Military Veterans from 2021 to 2024. She dropped out of high school to join Umkhonto we Sizwe, the African National Congress's military wing. In 1978, she returned to South Africa as a trained guerrilla operative for MK, and from 1980 to 1988, she was imprisoned under the Terrorism Act for her anti-apartheid activism. Modise received political education in Tanzania, and she received military training at various Umkhonto we Sizwe camps in Angola and later in Maputo, Mozambique. She became one of the few women in MK's famous June 16 detachment and the Soviet Union. She was the first woman to command an MK battalion inside South Africa. She was also convicted on 3 charges under the Terrorism Act, and on 7 November 1980, she was sentenced to a total of 16 years imprisonment with 2 8-year sentences to run concurrently. Modise served her full 8 years sentence minus 1 day in Pretoria Central Prison, Kroonstad Women Prison, and Klerksdorp Women's Prison. While in prison, she completed a matriculation certificate and earned a bachelor's degree in industrial psychology and economics through the University of South Africa, or formerly known as UNISA. Number 2, Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula. She is a former Minister of Defense and Military Veterans from 2012 to 2021. She trained with MK and held leadership roles in the ANC's armed wing, or Umkhonto we Sizwe. In 1984, Nosiviwe, along her husband Charles, left South Africa to enter exile as part of the anti-apartheid movement. During this period, she underwent military training with Umkhonto we Sizwe in Angola and the Soviet Union. She spent the next 6 years in exile, serving in political and military structures of the African National Congress, starting with a post in Soviet Union in 1985. Before going into exile, Mapisa matriculated at Mount Arthur High School. She also holds a primary teaching diploma. Number 3, Ms. Lindiwe Sisulu, the former Minister of Defense and Military Veterans from 2009 to 2012. She trained in exile with the MK, or Umkhonto we Sizwe, and served as an intelligence officer. She joined Umkhonto we Sizwe in 1977, and over the next 2 years, she received military training with specialization in military intelligence. According to her official resume, she was admitted to the Order of the Red Star for her performance on a Soviet training course. Academically, she graduated in 1973 with the Cambridge General Certificate of Education, Advanced Level. They say behind every successful man there is a woman. Well, it's safe to say that behind South Africa's victory for democracy, there were indeed strong women. This is the Database TV. We digitize what matters.